Woo! What is going on, everybody? You got Matty Brolic here, and I am shirtless. Now, if you guys do not follow my channel, you may not know that this is something that I do from time to time. And also, I just want to apologize really quickly for the lagging face cam. That's just what my computer does. And also for me holding this microphone up close to my mouth, because that's also what my computer does. It does not want to cooperate with my microphone, and it's just getting worse and worse. So I probably need a new computer. But yeah, if I want to be heard, I kind of have to do this. So anyway, for all of you who may be sitting there on Valentine's Day, maybe wishing that there was someone out there, some special someone that would get undressed for you, just know that this special someone is getting undressed for you. So because it's a Valentine's Day special, I figured I would just do this because it's nice and silly. I promised Sticks at some point that I would do this, so I figured now was the time. So anyway, I am here to bring you all a nice series for the Pokemon Central Cash Tournament that I joined, and that I showed actually my first episode a little while ago. So this is my second round match against the Smogon Premier player named Welli0u. He's a very, very good OU player. Like I said, he's in Smogon Premier League, which means, you know, he's a premier Smogon player. So that definitely goes to show that he's an accomplished battler, someone who's regarded highly and whatnot. So I've known Welli0u for a little bit of time now, not too well, but I just know that he likes to use offense for the most part. Kind of like bear offense, bulky offense, not usually hyper, but pretty offensive. So I had this pretty solid Trick Room team over here that I actually like quite a bit. It's a very hyper offensive Trick Room team, so it's definitely not one that you want to bring to every game. You're better off bringing it when you know your opponent really likes offense. So that is what I did. I knew my opponent liked offense, so I brought this team, and I figured, you know, once I saw the team matchup outside of the Ferrothorn, which is very, very, very annoying for Trick Room to handle, otherwise it looks like a solid matchup. So we'll get right into it. I lead off with my Uxie, that is my dedicated lead. He leads with Weavile. Now, even if he has Taunt, I do have Mental Herb, as he does go right for the knockoff, and that is a Life Orb knockoff that only does 75%. As I go right for the Trick Room, and then I get up my rocks as he knocks me out with the second knockoff. So here I can just go right into my Marowak, and I go right for the Flare Blitz in case he wanted to stay in, because he just has no switches to this Flare Blitz, as now he goes into his Landorus, and I double into, or not double, I just switch out into my Crawdaunt, knowing he'd probably just get his rocks, and now I go right for the Swords Dance, because the Trick Room is about to end. So now when the Trick Room ends, I'll outspeed the Ferrothorn and just get a kill. So he's going to switch out and go right into his Garchomp. That'll get a decent amount of residual damage off on me, because I'll get hurt by the Rough Skin and the Life Orb, but that's still not enough to really put a stop to my Crawdaunt. So here, he goes into his Metagross, as I can go right into Cresselia here. I don't really lose much by it, because Cresselia can easily eat up hits from Metagross all day, even though I am specially defensive on this Cresselia. As here he goes into his Ferrothorn, as I can just go right for the Trick Room here, as now I could just go right into my Marowak, because I don't mind it taking a little bit more damage, even if he wanted to Leech Seed, because his only fire resist has gone down now. So here, I go right for the Flare Blitz, as I just don't lose too much by it, as he goes into his Landorus, and I do take a really good amount of damage from that. But I know I could save my Marowak here, because Cresselia can potentially Lunar Dance it back up later. So here I go into my Dragalge, as he goes for the U-turn, and that's okay, because I have HP Fire for this Ferrothorn, as that does very, very good amount. I think I am Choice Specs on this team. I believe I changed it to Life Orb, though. Now here I can just go for another Choice Specs HP Fire, as that does a very, very good chunk to the Metagross, as here he misses the Meteor Mash. That's very unfortunate for him, as I'm going to be able to pick off the Metagross there, but I was just sacking my Dragalge there. I really didn't need it much anymore, as here he goes into his Landorus, and I could just let this go down, so I could set up another Trick Room with Cresselia, and I'll just be able to win the game. As here he goes for the U-turn, and actually reveal that I'm Tangaberry. It's actually for stuff like it was stuff like Genesect at the time, because that was still around. Also Pheromosa. As here he goes into his Ferrothorn, just goes for the spikes. I could go right for the Lunar Dance here, as now I could heal up my Marowak, which will take a lot of damage from the hazards, but it is healthy enough to just plow through his team. His best move to hit me is Power Whip, as I just go right for the Shadow Bone, knowing that I can knock him out from here and not take damage from the Flare Blitzes. Here he goes into his Landorus, and same thing, I could go right for the Shadow Bone, as next he's going to go into his Tapu Koko, as I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz here. I think I had Boomerang instead of Earthquake, which is why I didn't go for it. Earthquake would have hit him a little bit harder, but I just went for the Boomerang. I didn't want to go for the Boomerang and potentially miss, because then I could lose this game. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go for the Flare Blitz. If it doesn't kill, which it just barely didn't, I could pick him off with Crawdon's Aqua Jet, which I do proceed to do. So we pick up a very convincing win over Welli0u in that first game there. So that was pretty cool, especially getting to use my favorite playstyle, which is Trick Room. So now for the second game, if you guys did not see my last series, I brought Comfy in the second game. This time I brought another adorable looking fairy in Robombi. Now Robombi is a threat, kind of, with a team that pairs well with it. It is actually kind of threatening. This team was made a while ago as well, so kind of like the Comfy team. It has nothing for things like Zardwire that are common now. But other than that, it was actually a pretty solid team at the time, as Quiver Dance Robombi plus Spikes is actually quite threatening in this metagame. So also Hidden Power Ground. So we'll get right into the battle, as he leads with his Tapu Bulu and I lead with my Choice Scarf Pheromosa, as I go right for the U-turn. Very solid damage, as here I go into my Landorus T, as he goes for the Horn Leash, and that does a lot. So that tells me that he's probably Bandit or something like that, or at least Metal Plate, just some type of boosting item, because that Horn Leash did a lot after the Intimidate, considering I'm a max defense Landorus. As here I go for my Rocks, as I just double right into Greninja, as here he makes the aggressive play and he stays. I make an aggressive play as well, and I go for the Spikes, but he stays in, even though I could easily just knock him out with Hydro Pump. And the thing is, like, his Bulu wasn't a switch in. That's the thing. I could have gone for Ice Beam or Hydro Pump, and his Bulu revealed to me already to be a boosted variant, so I know I could outspeed it on the following turn. But I guess he predicted me to do that, or just said, you know, maybe Lando is his least important Pokemon, so I'm going to sack this. So here I go into my Greninja, or I have my Greninja in, and I'm a ground type, as I know his Lele is probably Scarfed and will be able to knock me out from here. So I go into my Magnezone, because I'm an Assault Vest Magnezone. Hidden Power Fire doesn't even come close to it KOing me, but he actually reveals the Focus Blast. So he misses, and that was very unfortunate for him, because Scarf Focus Blast would have probably 2-hit KO'd my Magnezone, and that, you know, is just unfortunate for him, because now he's pretty much either forced to switch out or sack something, because if he wants to stay in to get that Focus Blast damage, number one, he needs to hit, and number two, Flash Cannon will probably knock him out. So that was definitely very unfortunate for him, and I really got lucky there, as that put me in a much better position. As now he goes into his Landorus, and I Flash Cannon, and I get lucky again, but this one doesn't matter much, in the sense where, like, the only thing that really made a difference is now he can't, like, he'll either die to Rocky Helmet, or he can't switch into, what's it called? He can't switch into Stealth Rocks again. And it also kind of mattered that he went for knockoff here, and instead of being able to knock off my Rocky Helmet, he died, because the knockoff into the Rocky Helmet killed him, and when you go down to Rocky Helmet damage, you don't remove it. So that was unfortunate for him, as now he goes into his Metagross, which, you know, I'm just going to sack this anyway, as it's nice because I do still get the helmet damage off of him, which is really nice, because that puts him in range of Robombi's +1 Bug Buzz with the Buginium Z move after the next round of hazards quite easily. So here I just go right into my Greninja, and I can just fire off a Dark Pulse, because I don't lose much by it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that this is a boosted Bulu, so I could just go right for the Extra Sensory here and knock it right out. Extra Sensory is pretty important on this team, because Venusaur just pretty much walls everything except for Robombi at +1 with the Buginium Z. So here he goes into his Greninja, as I go into my Tapu Fini, and he goes right for the Ice Beam, as now on this next turn I just go right for the Moonblast, as he does reveal the Gunk Shot. I had no switch-ins, and he misses. So actually, no, I go for the Hydro Pump. So that was another really unfortunate occurrence for him, because, like, it's kind of unfortunate for me too, not in the sense that it mattered and helped me out. Like, I mean, it didn't help me out. It really helped me out. But I really wanted Robombi to get the sweep, and like, the more I'm harassing him, the harder it is the harder it is for Robombi to get the nice sweep. So that's what's kind of frustrating, because Robombi could set up here on a non-Psyshock Lele, and it could also set up on a Magnezone. I think I could actually take a Flash Cannon if it's non-boosted at +1. So here, and I could potentially take a hit from the Greninja. No, it's got Gunk Shot. Never mind. So, yeah, kind of unfortunate. But the thing is about Greninja is that if Greninja was still around, Ribombee comes in and can revenge it, which is cool because it can get another kill that way. So that's why that was kind of unfortunate for me, just because I wanted Ribombee to put in the work. But, you know, that still was very, very unlucky for him, and I'm getting really lucky in this match. So here, he Gunk Shots me, and he does knock me out. So now I go into my Pheromosa as he goes into his Lele. Pheromosa is winning this game if Ribombee doesn't. But regardless, I could just go right for the U-turn here because Ribombee is just cleaning this up. Because I can come in and Buginium Z Bug Buzz will knock out the Metagross, and Hidden Power Ground will either knock out the Magnezone or come very, very close. Where I could just easily pick it off with something else right after. So at least I was able to get someone to forfeit in the face of Ribombee, but it did not actually get to put in the work that I wanted it to. So in that sense, it's kind of unfortunate just because, like, kind of with the Comfy Sweep last time, I got greedy and I was so close to just sweeping my opponent's whole team with Comfy, but that got stripped away from me. So, hey, you know, can't complain. I got lucky here, and, you know, as much as getting lucky isn't necessarily fun because you want a good, clean game, it helped me against someone who's good like Welli0u. But regardless, you know, we get the clean, well, I don't want to say clean first game victory, and then quick second game victory. So a 2-0 against Welli0u, an SPL player. That's pretty cool. And stay tuned for next round, because next round we actually have someone who was considered to be like the #1 seed in this tournament, someone that most people expected to win. So it's going to be a pretty exciting match for the next time I upload. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this quick and fun upload. If you guys have any interest in these Pokemon Central tournaments, I will leave the link of Pokemon Central in the description. And yeah, you could join. Just, you know, a lot of cool people, good players there, and they have these types of tournaments, not always for cash, but every now and then they do the cash tournaments, so that is cool. And yeah, so with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope your Valentine's Day is well, I mean, this probably won't be uploaded on Valentine's Day, but just know that I recorded it on Valentine's Day. So I hope your Valentine's Day goes well. And with that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.